All right, the person who will be taking us next in this session is none other than Sholotan Oluwatobi. He will be taking us on ISO 27032, talking about cybersecurity management. He is an information security management system consultant, a dedicated and detail-oriented ISMS manager and analyst with expertise in ISO 27001, a lead implementer and lead auditor in ISMS with well-equipped knowledge in business continuity management and risk management. Ladies and gentlemen, please let's welcome our next trainer who will be taking us on ISO 27032. Hi, Mr. Oluwatobi. Are you there? Please, you can take it up from here.
All right. Thank you. Thank you, Messi. Thank you, everyone. Please, can you confirm if you can hear me? Am
Loud
I
and
audible
clear.
enough? All right, great.
We can hear you,
Okay,
sir.
We
all
can hear
right.
you.
Thank you. Thank you, everyone. My name is Sholotan, not Sholaton, Sholotan Oluwatobi, and I am delighted to welcome you to this cybersecurity class for our summer diploma program. And as we all know, cybersecurity is an increasingly important area because we rely on digital systems for communication, business banking, and what have you. In today's class, we will explore some fundamental cybersecurity concepts, including information security, the CIA triad, that's your confidentiality, integrity, availability, with practical examples to make the concept easier to understand. And I hope I will be able to project more illustrations so that you get it very clearly. And my goal is for us not only to understand theories or to bore you with stories or long stories, but also to let you learn how they can be applied in real world situation to better information systems, cybersecurity, improve cybersecurity, and I encourage everyone to participate, ask questions, share your experience throughout the whole section. Once again, I welcome everyone. Let's learn, let's interact, build our cybersecurity knowledge together. Permit me to share my screen. Uh, I don't know if you all can see my screen.
Yes, please.
All right, great. We are going to dwell more on ISO 27032 2023, and we have our learning objectives here, where we acquire comprehensive knowledge and what have you. Because of time restraint, I would want to try as much as possible to cover up much of what is here. For our course outline, we have three sections. Section one, which speaks to introduction to cybersecurity and related concepts as recommended by this framework. So before then, let me start by asking this question to everyone. Feel free, you can unmute your mic and give me a good response. Let me start by asking this question. What do we understand about the word cyberspace and cybersecurity? Can anyone share light on that? What do we understand by the word uh, cyberspace and cybersecurity? Two different things. Who's going to bell the cat?
Can I try?
Yes, please go ahead. Thank you.
I am Omojewe Ogenerwe Musa.
You're welcome, sir.
Now, cyberspace talk about a domain. Like we have land is a space, water is a space, air is a space. Then cyberspace is a fifth domain that has been added, and governments of the world are calling that they should be given priority the way we give our land security priority. If somebody wants to take our land, we know how we fight. If somebody wants to take our water space, we know how we fight. Our navy, we fight. Somebody wants to dominate our airspace. Cyberspace is that space, that invisible space where the internet operates, and it is taken serious. Because once the cyberspace is captured, at least a country is also captured because it contains the database. Why cyber security? Just the two words there, cyber and security. How you secure the data online, how you secure all data on the internet of a particular organization, individuals, or even a country. I think that is what I could say. Thank you.
That was a brilliant response. I will want to call you Ogene in short. Thank you, Ogene. Do we have any other add-up? Do we have anyone who wants to share more light? Okay. In the absence of none, for me, I would say cyberspace is a global, intercontinental digital environment created by computer networks, communication infrastructures, and the internet. You see, unlike physical space, it is a non-physical realm where people, devices, and software systems interact and also exchange data, store information, and conduct business across borders. But yeah, in this concept of cyber security, we can define cyberspace, which ISO 27032 describe it as a virtual environment created by intercontinental use of internet, network, information system, people, and organization. Although cyberspace has no physical form, I need you to know that, but it serves as a digital environment where communication, information exchange, and online activities occurs. That takes me to the next slide where we have the overview of cybersecurity. And yeah, to further explain the concept of cyberspace as defined in this framework, it emphasizes that it is a virtual environment uh, where people, organizations, systems, and devices communicate and exchange further information over intercontinental network. So, in a nutshell, we can say cyberspace is not a physical space. Rather, it is a digital domain that enables online communication, business operation, financial transaction, cloud computing, and access to information worldwide. So this framework highlights that because cyberspace connects countless users and systems, it also creates opportunity for cyber threats. Yeah, I need you to know that. Therefore, organization must implement what we call cybersecurity measures to protect the confidentiality, the integrity, and availability. We call those three CIA to protect the confidentiality, integrity, and availability of information and digital services. A typical example, let me cite when a customer logs into a bank mobile application to transfer money. Are we aware that the transaction takes place in the cyberspace? Yes, it takes place in the cyberspace, and as such, cybersecurity controls such as MFA, encryption, secure communication protocol protect the customer's account from unauthorized access. And yeah, cybersecurity is defined as the practice of protecting computer systems, network, and what have you. Let's see the next slide where we have the family ISO 27000 family of standard. So basically, what 1.2 is all about here is how different standard works together to establish a comprehensive information security management system. ISO 27032 is highlighted because it specifically focuses on cybersecurity. But however, it complements all other standards by addressing cyber threats, cyber incidents, and collaboration in cyberspace. If you look at this image as shown on our screen, you will see that we have various layers, starting from the vocabulary where we have it as 27,000, which provides a common term definition and overview of the entire ISO 27000 family. So basically, what that vocabulary does is just define concepts such as information security, risk, assets, and controls, ensuring that everyone speak the same language. For the other layer, where we have the requirements, the standards specify what organization must implement. Where we have 27,001. Under that, the requirement for establishing, implementing, and maintaining, uh, continually also improving ISMS. That's the requirement for 27,001. Then for 27,006, basically that's just the requirement for certification bodies that audit organization. And for 27 1,701. You see, that just simply extends ISO 27,001 to include privacy information management. So a typical example is when a financial institution implements 27,001 to manage information security and achieve certification through an accredited auditor. That's where 27,701 comes in place. For the other layer, where we have the general study, basically it's just a standard that provides implementation guidance, like best practices for information security control, which is 27,002, guidance on implementing ISMS, which is 27,003, guidance on monitoring and measuring ISMS effectiveness. That is for four. Guidance on information security risk management for five. And guidance of cybersecurity, including protecting cyberspace from cyber threats through collaboration, threat intelligence, incident response, and cyber resilience. So for the other layer, where we have industry guide, basically these are standards that address sector-specific security requirements. Sectors like telecommunications, health, for health, informatics, hospitals, and what have you. That takes me to the next one, where we have 27,000, where this 27,000 basically, okay. Okay, for 27,000 here, it basically provides fundamental concepts, principles, and terminologies rather, that is used throughout ISO 27,000 family. For 27,001, where we have the ISMS requirement, which specifies that the requirement for establishing, implementing, maintaining, and continually improving an ISMS. For 27,701, where we have it as private information management system PIMS. What that basically does is to extend 27,001 and 27,002 by providing requirement and guidance for protecting PII, that is your personally identifiable information. So a typical example is an online retailer collecting customers' names, addresses, payment information. Such person needs to implement 27,701. Yes, to ensure that personal data is processed securely and lawfully. We should have another one, yes, where we have 27,006. This one is just basically requirement for ISMS certification bodies, where it specifically states the requirement for organization that audits and certify information security against 27,001, and also ensures that these certification audits are conducted consistently. For 27,002, as seen on our screen, this is just a code of practice for information security controls. For 27,003, this is a guideline for ISMS implementation, where this states and explains how to plan, establish, implement, and maintain an ISMS that complies with 27,001. Then for four, this is just based on monitoring, measurement, analysis, and evaluation. So basically, 27004 provides guidance on measuring the effectiveness and the performance on ISMS. That takes me to the last one, which is under the 27,000 family, also where we have 27,005, which is in respect to risk, information security risk management, which provides guidance. This standard itself provides guidance in identifying, assessing, treating, and monitoring information security risk. It helps organizations make informed decisions on how to reduce cyber risk to an acceptable level for 27,032, which we are currently on. That's where we have it as cybersecurity guidelines. Basically, 27,002 provides guidelines on cybersecurity. It also focuses on organization against cyber threats and improving collaboration among stakeholders in cyberspace. 27,032 also covers areas such as cyber threat intelligence, cyber incident management, cyber resilience, cooperation between organizations, government, internet service providers, that's your ISPs, and even computer CERTS, that is your computer emergency response team. For 27,011, this one is just basically standards for telecommunication, that is information security for telecommunication, which provides guidance or for implementing information security controls within telecommunication organization. For 27,799, that's where we have information security for health informatics. So basically, this 27,799, what this does is just to provide guidance for protecting healthcare information, the data of science, patients, and managing information security in hospitals and other healthcare organization. That takes me to history of ISO 27,032 standard. Okay, it takes me to section 2 where we have guide to NIST. NIST is a cybersecurity framework, and I need you to know that this slide introduces NIST cybersecurity framework and explains. Before I go ahead, can somebody give me the full definition of NIST? Who knows what NIST stands for?
Uh, the definition is a National Institute for Standard and Technology.
Thank you very much, Michael. Thank you, Michael. Was that Michael?
Yeah, that's my is Michael.
All right, great, great, great. So I just wanted to be sure that I am not I'm not blowing abbreviations that we are not quite conversant with. So this slide actually introduce NIST cybersecurity framework and explains why cybersecurity is essential in today's interconnected digital world. Although NIST CSF and the 27,032 are different framework. But however, they share common objectives in helping organization manage cybersecurity risk, protecting critical assets, and improve cyber resilience. So
Hello, sir. We can't hear you again. No.
hi everyone, can you hear me now? Am I back?
Yeah, we can hear you, sir.
I'm sorry for that. I mistakenly tampered with my internet from my end here. So this slide basically highlights four important points. We can see them in bullet point on our screen. Where cybersecurity protects critical digital assets. And in today's world, I need you to know that organizations rely heavily on digital systems, thereby making cybersecurity essential for protecting sensitive information, business operation, and critical infrastructure. A typical example is when a bank protects customers' account information and online banking systems from unauthorized access. They do that by using encryption and the MFA, that's a multi-factor authentication. The other point highlighted as seen on our screen is increasing dependence on technology. That is, as
Hello,
business
sir.
adopts,
Please
yes,
kindly share
hello.
your screen, sir. So you can see it.
Oh, pardon me. Pardon me for that. Okay, Judith, you are trying to raise your hand. Is there something you want to say? Can you see my screen now?
Sir, I can see it.
All right, thank you, Michael. So, the next bullet point, where it states that it's increased dependence on technology. Uh, as we know, in today's world, business adopts cloud computing, mobile application, and internet connected devices. Thereby, there is a need for effective cybersecurity to continue to grow. So, a typical example is when a university using a cloud-based learning platform secures student records and online examinations. We know that in the world today we have CBT, and even online examination can be attacked. They can be attacked. So there should be a security against cyber attack for that. And the third on the screen is speaking with respect to growing cyber threats landscape. That is cyber threats such as malware, phishing, ransomware, insider attacks, and distributed denial of service. That's where we have our DDoS becoming more frequent and sophisticated. The fourth one is the need for robust cybersecurity measures. That is, organization must implement a structured cybersecurity programs to reduce cyber risk and respond effectively to incidents. So we have our next slide where we have it as can you still see my slide? Okay.
Yeah, we can still see it, sir.
All right, great. Has it moved to 2.1? 2.1? Where we have it
That's
as what is
2.1.
it? Thank you, Michael.
Yeah, National
Uh
Institute of Standard and Technology.
yes, yes. And I need you to know that this is a voluntary framework. That is, NIST Cybersecurity Framework is a voluntary framework developed by the NIST, that is your National Institute of Standard and Technology. So what does this do? It helps organization manage and reduce cybersecurity risk. You see, while NIST cybersecurity framework provide a structured approach to cybersecurity risk management, I also need you to know that 27,032 complement it by offering guidance on cybersecurity practices. Not just that, also cyber threat management and collaboration among stakeholders. So basically, the two key ideas here, where we have NIST develop cybersecurity guidance. The first one, which is in orange, it basically states that NIST is just a standard organization that publishes cybersecurity standard guidelines and best practices to help organizations strengthen their cybersecurity posture. While the other one is in respect to flexible and easy to integrate, meaning that the framework is designed to integrate with existing security and risk management processes. It also can be used alongside other standards such as your ISMS, that is your 27,001, and this framework 27,032, to build a comprehensive cybersecurity program. What are the benefits and relevance of implementing this framework? So first on the screen is where we have improved threat awareness and risk management. So a key benefit, or one of the key benefits of implementing this cybersecurity framework is to enable organization to identify cyber threats at the early stage. Also assessing risk and implementing appropriate security controls before incident occurs. So a financial institution identifies and increases, sorry, let me say a fintech, for example, a fintech organization identifies an increase in phishing attacks. So what will such fintech organization do to reduce this attack? First, one of it is to implement email filtering, put in place a multi-factor authentication, and create an employee awareness training. You see, most people don't know uh, much about phishing. It is not all links you see that you just click on, you match on. And I need you to know that phishing also does not come in links. Some phishing comes in form of SMS. Recently, I was getting some phishing link, phishing mail messages through my SMS, and I was just laughing. You know why I was laughing? Because I am aware of it. I've gotten enough awareness training, and I know that yes, if I should install this rubbish sent to me via SMS, it might wipe up or steal my data. So people need to be aware about phishing. And where we have the next one is as a risk-based decision making. That is also a benefit and relevance of implementing this framework, because this framework encourages that organization prioritizes cybersecurity efforts that is based on likelihood and impact of risk rather than treating all risk equally. The third one, uh, alignment with business objective. Okay, we can say that cybersecurity should support organizational goals rather than operating it independently. Adoption of best practices is also part of it, where we can say that the NIST incorporate internationally recognized cybersecurity best practices that can be integrated within the standards. Standards such as ISO 27001 and 27032. Quickly, just to see that everyone is on this call and we are following, can everybody quickly type into the chat box some more benefit of implementing this framework? I would like everyone to type while I go through the messages in the chat box. Quickly type into the chat box more benefits you feel you get when you implement this framework. Everyone, quickly. Okay, service confidence. Yes, thank you, Joseph. Yeah, more benefits of implementing this framework, building organization trust. Thank you again. And one more benefits you feel like they are relevant or there are good benefits for implementing this framework. Okay, great, Michael. Enhances business continuity. Great for Liami. Thank you. Trust. It also enhances credibility. Thank you, Nike. I see that prevention of attacks, business trust and acceptance. Yes, thank you. It shows I'm not alone. You guys are following. We have so many. Enhances cyber resilience, promotes continual improvement, build customer and stakeholders confidence. They are just too much. just too much beyond this scope. That takes me to 2.3, where we have the the NIST cybersecurity framework overview. Thank you, everyone. Can you see my next slide? Can you see this 2.3?
Yeah, we can see it.
All right, great. So this slide actually provides an overview of the NIST cybersecurity framework, which helps organization manage cybersecurity risk in a structured and cost-effective manner. So, from the perspective of 27,022, this framework supports organization in protecting cyberspace through risk management, cybersecurity governance, and continuous improvement. So, we have the framework highlighted here into three core components, as seen on our screen, where we have the framework core, framework implementation, framework profile. So for the framework core, that is a core foundation of this framework. Why? Because it organizes cybersecurity activities in a structured set of functions, 5 functions. Not just that, categories and sub-category that helps organization identifies, protect, detect, respond, and recover from cyber threats. A typical example is when a financial institution implements controls for access management. Not just that, controls for malware protection, security monitoring, incident response, and disaster recovery, just to protect online banking service. The next one, where we have a framework implementation tiers. What this does is just to encourage continual improvement of cybersecurity capabilities that is based on organizational risk and business needs. That is, for example, a startup company may begin with basic security practices such as tier one. Tier one will be further, we will explain further in our class. While a multinational bank that operates at a higher maturity level with continuous monitoring, threat intelligence, and advanced incident response will start with tier 4. So there are basically two things. And for the last one, where we have the framework profile, here in this scenario, it allows organization to customize framework according to its business objectives, regulatory requirement, and risk environment. That takes me to 2.4, where we have summaries of selected framework that changed from version 1.1 to this version 2.0, which we are currently dealing with. So, yeah, the major updates introduced in this version 2.20 compared to the previous version, which is 1.1, the changes uh, are closely aligned with principle of 27,032, which emphasizes cybersecurity governance, risk management, collaboration, and continual improvement across all types of organization. Now, let me explain these changes. We have 5 bullet points where we can say the first one is a simplified framework name. That is, the title was shortened. That's one of the change. Title was shortened from Framework for Improving Critical Infrastructure Cybersecurity to a simpler terms where we have Cybersecurity Framework CSF. That's one change. And then we have an expanded scope where the framework now applies to all organization of different sizes, sectors, and industries. Another one is it focuses on international standard. That is, the framework has been updated to reflect its global adoption, thereby making it suitable for organization worldwide. Another one is it enhanced framework profiles. That is, the guidance on framework profile has been expanded. This framework profile that we talked about here, this framework profile, it has basically been expanded to help organization better and put them in a position whereby to compare their current cybersecurity posture with their target state. Another one is introduction of the govern function. You see it there, the last one as seen on our screen where we have govern. So I need you to know that this 2.0 version introduced govern as a new core function. Now, what does govern focuses on? It focuses on cybersecurity governance, risk management strategies, policies and procedures, roles and responsibility, supply chain risk management, yes. And lastly, executive oversight. And that takes me to the framework core structures, where this 2.5 basically illustrates the NIST cybersecurity framework core structure. As seen on our screen, it consists of 6 core functions where we have govern, identify, protect, detect, respond, and recover. This will be explained further in the next slide, where we have a breakdown of it as 2.51, where govern basically just establishes cybersecurity governance. Not just that, it also establishes policies, state rules and responsibilities. It gives risk management strategy to ensure that cybersecurity supports business objective. So, what's the connection between this and 27,032? Yes, there's a great connection because it emphasizes leadership commitment, governance, and accountability for cybersecurity. So, a typical example is when a company creates a cybersecurity policy. Of course, after the creation, the company appoints a CISO, which is the Chief Information Security Officer, which helps to or which must regularly review cyber risk at the board management. And that takes me to identification. Identify, where this basically identify critical assets, business processes, cybersecurity risk, vulnerability that requires protection. For 2.52, we have a okay. 2.53, we have it as a protection which implements safeguards controls. We can say safeguard control to prevent or reduce the impact of cyber threats. This is where most banks implement MFA, firewalls. They put in firewalls. They put in place a form of encryption to protect customers' accounts. We have detection also. You see, what Detect actually does is to establish a monitoring process to identify cybersecurity events and attacks as early as possible. Then we have response. This actually defines the actions you put in place to contain, investigate and mitigate cybersecurity incidents. And we, however, have a cover where this place or this helps to restore systems, services, business operations after a cybersecurity incident has occurred. And why you must also put in place lesson learned, well documented. So that takes me to 2.6, where we have functions and categories. Here we have 6 core functions, which we have explained previously. If you look at recover, respond, detect here, basically it also applies here as a CSF functions and category, where we have purpose, which helps to establish cybersecurity governance, strategies, policies, rules, and oversight. So the category of this govern under uh, CSF function helps to include organization context, risk management, cybersecurity, oversight, and what have you. Here we also have identify, which its purpose is just to understand organization assets, systems, data, and cybersecurity risk, and the categories included here are your asset management, supply chain risk management, as seen. For protect, we have it in a situation whereby you implement safeguard controls just to secure critical assets and reduce our cybersecurity risk. We can see the categories as seen on the screen. For detect, which is continually monitoring systems to identify cybersecurity events and threats. You can have the categories where we have anomalies and events, detection processes. For response, this helps to take appropriate action when a cybersecurity incident occurs, and its categories are shown as seen on screen. And lastly, for recover, where it helps to restore affected systems while improving resilience after an incident. And we have the categories where we have recovery planning, improvement, and communication. And that takes me to framework implementation tiers. Like I made mention of it previously in one of our slides that I said I will dwell more on it. Now we have 4 tiers, but before then, this framework implementation tiers, should I say, or let me say, they are measures that organization cybersecurity must put in place in form of maturity and how effectively cybersecurity risk management is integrated into its business process. So we see from the perspective of 27,032, these tiers reflect an organization's ability to manage cyber risk, strengthen cyber resilience, and continually improve its cyber security capabilities. And as we can see on our screen, we have 4 tiers, where we have tier 1, which speaks to Prussia. In this position here, in this level, organizations simply just have limited or formal cybersecurity practices. That is, cybersecurity activities are mostly reactive, with just little documentation or management oversight. For the level 2, where we have risk informed, organization here actually recognizes cybersecurity risk, and however, they must begin implementation of formal risk management practices, putting in place security policies and procedures consistently to across, let me say, across all departments of the organization. The third tier, where we have repeatable. So in this place, we have cybersecurity processes being documented, standardized, and consistently implemented across organization in this level. That is, security controls are regularly reviewed, tested, and improved. For the last year, where we have adaptive, under this level, organization have a matured and a proactive cybersecurity program in this level, because by then the organization is, however, big. So they continually monitor emerging, emerging threats by using cyber threat intelligence, or let me say automated security process. And in this tier, I need you to know that cybersecurity is embedded in the culture of the organization, and it must be put in their strategic planning. Uh, let's see in our next slide. Okay, this is where we have each tiers properly expanded. Okay, for 7.1, at this level, an organization's cybersecurity practices are formally reactive and not, let me say, consistently managed. That is, organization at this Hi everyone.
Hello, sir.
Okay, sorry for that. That was a technical glitch from my end. Okay, so is my screen up? Can you see my screen?
Yeah. Yes, please.
All right,
Yes.
great. So under this first year, we have our risk management process. Where cybersecurity risk management is not formalized and is often performed only after an incident occur. That is, risk assessment are irregularly, and cybersecurity decisions are made on, let me say, on ad hoc basis. For the IRM program, where we have the Integrated Risk Management Program, this year states that cybersecurity is not fully integrated into the organization, let me say, overall risk management. Yes. Overall risk management process. That is, there's a limited awareness of cybersecurity under this tier. Yes, there's a limited awareness of cybersecurity risk across departments, and decisions are often made without considering their cyber impact. For the external participation, which means that organization has little or no collaboration with external cybersecurity stakeholders. That is, they rarely share or receive cyber threat intelligence from stakeholders which could be government agencies, industry group, your ISP providers, your internet service providers, your suppliers, computer emergency response team, and what have you. For the 2.72, where we have the second tier, which is risk informed. So at this tier, at this level, management understands cybersecurity risk exists. Some cybersecurity measures are implemented, not all. At this level, decisions are based on known risk rather than random actions. But however, cybersecurity practices are still inconsistent here too and may differ across departments. So, as seen on our screen, where we have three parts also here, where we have the risk management process. You see, risk management practices in this tier are approved by management, but may not be established. This basically means is that organization has managed support for cybersecurity risk management, but however, not every department follows the same process. For the integrated risk management program, that simply means that management understands that cyber threat exists. Employees also may know about malware, ransomware, social engineering, or what have you. But however, each department manages cybersecurity differently. For the external participation, what that explains is that organization basically just depends on their third party, their stakeholders, such as their suppliers, cloud providers, financial institution. And I need you to know that this tier two, this level, this tier two level is all about organization understanding some of all of this relationship, but not all. That takes me to, I think, tier three, where we have repeatable. And
Hello, Mr. Oluwatobi. Are you still speaking? I can't hear you. Please, can anyone hear him?
No, I can't hear him.
No.
Okay. Okay. Apologies for that. Let's try to get him back. It could be network. Thank you.
Uh, I'm sorry for that again. I hope I'll be pardoned this time around. I don't know why my
Yes,
router
you
keeps
are.
going. Okay, thank you. Thank you. I'm sorry for that. So for this third tier, where we have the risk management process, under this statement, we can basically say that organization has a formal cybersecurity risk management policy that's approved.
Please, sir, I can't hear you. I think he's not on the call again.
Oh, we sincerely apologize for that. Network has really been bad. We sincerely apologize.
Switch to fiber one. Switch to fiber one. No, no, no. Remove the empty. Yes. Okay. I think I'm back. Am I back now? Okay. I am so sorry. So for the external participation, the third part. So at this level, the organization actively collaborates with regulators,
Hi, Mr.
industry,
Toby.
can you hear me? Mercy.
Yes, I
Oh,
can hear you. Please, you should be preparing to round up, please. Thank you.
okay. Is my screen up?
Can you hear me?
Yes, sir.
Yes, your screen is up,
Oh,
2.7.
okay, great. Okay, let me see how far I can rush with this. Okay, for 2.8, where we have the network, sorry, the framework profile. So the framework profile is just all about alignment of functions, categories, and subcategories with business requirements, risk tolerance, and resources for organization. What this basically means is that it's a customized view of an organization cybersecurity programs. Rather than implementing every possible cybersecurity controls, organization at this point select and prioritize controls that are based on business objectives, cybersecurity risk, and available resources. A typical example is when a microfinance bank may prioritize customers' data protection, secure online banking, and what have you. And on the other hand, a company may just focus on protecting industrialized control systems and production network. For current profile, as seen on our screen, what this simply means is just describing the organization existing cybersecurity capabilities. That is, you answer questions such as what cybersecurity controls are in place, what processes are working well, and what have you. That takes me to 2.9, where we have a well diagram here that states steps for creating and using profiles. The first one as seen on our screen is define use case and scope profile. So basically what this simply means is just the first step to determine why cybersecurity profile is being created and what part of the organization it will cover. That is, the organization should define its business objective, system processes to be protected, and what have you. The next one is gather needed information. Organization here must collect information needed to understand its cybersecurity environment, and this include risk assessment, asset inventory, existing cybersecurity policies, and what have you. For the next one, where we have create a current and target profile. This is where organization develop two profiles. Now, what are these two profiles? we have one which is the current profile and the target profile. The current profile shows existing cybersecurity controls, areas of strength, existing weakness, while the target profile defines cybersecurity capabilities, controls needed to manage identified risk. The fourth one, where we have analyze profile and create action plan. On this one, we can see organization compares the current profile with the target profile to identify cybersecurity gaps. Lastly, you need to implement action plan and update profile. That is, after implementing improvements, organization updates its cybersecurity profile to reflect new implemented controls, changes in risk, new technologies, lesson learned, and maybe emergency threats. That takes me to 2.10, where we have establishing a NIST framework cybersecurity risk management program. So basically, this helps organization to build a structured cybersecurity program that aligns with business objective. So as seen on our screen, we have three steps that are highlighted here, where we have prioritize and scope. This is just the first step to determine why organization wants to protect and uh, why they want to implement this framework. That is, the organization defines, let me say, the boundaries of its cybersecurity programs. They also identify most critical business information and decide how much cyber risk. Michael, do you want to say something? I can see that you're unmuted. Okay, the next one is where we have.
Sir, the NIST, the NIST, what's the full meaning of that?
Okay, like I said earlier on, I think I shared it in the slide here. Did you see it? Where I said that it is National Institute of Standard and Technology. I don't know, maybe I can. Okay. Did you get that? Did you get that? I just said it now, but did you get that? I thought it was written somewhere in the slide. NIST is for National Institute of Standard and Technology. Daniel, did you get that?
Yes, sir.
All right.
I've
Okay,
gotten it,
moving on
sir.
to okay, all right, moving on to Orient. On this part, after defining the scope, the organization gathers information about its cybersecurity environment. This includes identifying assets, understanding the threats and vulnerabilities, reviewing legal and regulatory obligations, and let me say, assessing existing cybersecurity practice. Lastly, where we have create a current profile. In this place, the current profile actually documents the organization existing cybersecurity capabilities. That is, it shows which cybersecurity controls are already implemented, which are partially implemented, or let me say, which are missing. Let me see. Okay. 2.10, where we have conducting a risk management. After understanding the organization current cybersecurity, the next step is to assess the risk. Okay, we create a target profile. That is, the target profile describes the organization desires cybersecurity posture after improvements have been implemented. Okay, we determine, we analyze, and prioritize gaps. Yes, I need you to know that gap analysis compares the current profile with the target profile. That is, it helps to identify what is missing. And I need you to know that not every gap is equally important. So organization prioritize improvement based on business impact, cybersecurity risk, available budget, resources availability, and what have you. The next one is implement the action plan. That is, you take final steps uh, to execute cybersecurity improvement plan. And they include so many things. That is deploying new security technologies, updating cybersecurity policies, measuring effectiveness, and what have you. And this will take us to the last section of today's class, where we have section 3. where we have 3.1 as cyberspace, and we have explained cyberspace earlier on. But yeah, we have also what we call cyber application service. So what this means is that cyber application services are just digital services that is delivered through internet or other connected networks. Examples include internet banking, mobile banking, email service, online education platforms, and what have you. And this takes me to 3.1, where cyberspace brings together software, ISP, and what have you. For software, we know that software refers to programs and applications that performs tasks within cyberspace. For our ISP, these are providers that supplies internet connectivities that allows individuals and organizations to access cyberspace. Our ICT devices are your desktop, your laptops, routers, switches, and what have you. For IoE, IoE often refers to the connection of people, devices, data, and process through the internet. Examples are smart ATMs, smart security cameras, smart home devices, and what have you. And lastly, we have people. And I need you to know that people are the most important component of cyberspace because they design, they manage and secure digital system. Example are we, you, me, employers, employees, customers, and what have you. This takes me to our next slide where we have cybercrime 3.2. And for cybercrime, we can specifically say that cybercrime refers to criminal activities where computer networks, digital services, or cyberspace are used to commit crime. We have it as popularly known as Yahoo Yahoo in Nigeria today. They are targets of, how will I say it? They are they are cyber crimes that provides the environment in which crime occurs. Let me put it that way. That's what cybercrime can also be. And I need to know that 27,032 recognizes cybercrime as one of the major cybersecurity threats that organizations must manage through appropriate security controls, awareness, and incident response. That takes me to cybersecurity. This one is a combination of people, process, and technology. We can better say that putting in place cybersecurity policies, procedure technical controls, and what have you. For our cybersecurity protect assets against cyber threats. You see in this context here, we can say cybersecurity aims to protect an organizational digital assets from malicious attack and other risks. Such attacks could be your threats, they could be vulnerabilities, they could be the risk, and that takes us, okay, these are just components of cybersecurity where we have information security. We all know that information security.
Can you hear me, please? You
Yes, I
have
can hear you.
okay. You have actually exhausted your time, and you're even buying into our break right now. So if you could briefly round up, would really appreciate that. Thank you so much.
All right, all right. Let me move to 3.4. We have it as information security, which we all know that information security is achieved through security controls, that is putting in place technical controls, physical security measures, procedures, and policies, and what have you. That takes me to 3.5, where we have our CIA. We have confidentiality. The triad, and the goal of confidentiality is to ensure that only authorized users can access sensitive information. For integrity, we can say that for this information should not be deleted and altered, corrupted, and what have you. For availability, it means that information and system should remain available whenever authorized users need them. For vulnerability and threats, okay, I wanted to throw a question, but because of time, I will just quickly say that a vulnerability is a weakness in an information asset. Let me say system, application, process, or what have you, that can be exploited by threats. And a threat also is any event, or let me say, persons or circumstances that has the potential to exploit a vulnerability and cause harm to an organization. And that takes me to 3.7, which we almost, uh, which we should be the second to the last for 3.7 for section 3. For 3.7, where we have information security risk. So for this section, we can basically say that we have okay, let me see. In simpler terms, we can say information security risk is the possibility that uncertainty or an unwanted, let me say, event could affect an organization, information system, or business objective. So under this, we have residual risk. Let me briefly explain what residual risk means. Residual risk are risk that remains after risk treatment is in place. For our risk, we can say that risk is retained uh, because let me start an example. An example whereby an organization decides to protect a low value internal system against possible threats. We can basically say that management may decide to implement a reasonable control, stating that that was a risk that was retained. So we can easily say that is a residual risk. For risk acceptance, we can say that risk acceptance is a informed decision to take a particular risk. For risk analysis, these are processes of understanding the nature of a risk and determining its level. For risk assessment, we can say this is a process of identifying risk, analyzing them, and evaluating whether they are acceptable or requiring treatment. And this takes us to the last part where we have 3.8 under section 3. Basically, security controls are just measures or safeguard control that are put in place to prevent, detect, reduce, or respond to security risk. So basically, in simpler terms, security control is something that an organization does or use to protect its information systems. And we have the technical controls as seen on our screen, where we put in firewalls and what have you. Legal controls. Legal controls are just controls based on laws, regulations, standards, contracts, legal obligations, and what have you. The administrative controls are controls related to organization structures, processes, and procedures. Uh, for managerial controls, this focuses on management of people, security responsibilities, and security activities. And last but not the least, under this slide, we have it as let me say preventive controls, where we put in place measures designed to stop or prevent security incidents from occurring in the first place. But for detective control, these are measures used to detect, identify, or alert the organization when an incident or suspicious activity occur. And lastly, for corrective controls, these are measures used to respond to an identified incident and helps to prevent the incident from happening again. Okay, and that brings us to the end of our cybersecurity class. I hope I was able to communicate one or two things. Uh, okay. Do we have any inputs? Do we have anybody that want to share one or two things?
Hello, good afternoon. Hello.
Yes, good afternoon. I
Please,
can hear.
the only question I wanted to ask is just your, because your lecture was based on cybersecurity, and that is my area too. So I don't know if you can drop your contact number so that at least we can also communicate with you after the lecture. There are some things
Okay.
that I have to ask you. There's
Ask. Okay,
practical
great.
area that I need.
Practical area, yeah.
Yes,
Okay, I
so
will do just that. I would do that. Am I permitted to do that
thank you very
on the
much. I
call?
drop a message on the message on the bus, but you didn't respond to the message. So that is the reason why I said, okay, let me just
Ask
get
you.
directly.
Okay, on the call. All right. Please hold on.
Thank you.
Uh,
Can go ahead to drop your link.
all right. Thank you very much. I will drop my message. I'll drop my email as well. You can reach
So
out
we'll
to
be
me in
going
any
on
of those.
Thank you so much. We'll be going on a 10 minutes break. While that is on, questions are coming in the chat box. So please to reply to it. So for everybody, we'll be going on a 10 minutes break. Yeah, fast spent today. So we'll be back by 12, 10, 10 minutes break, coffee break. Thank you so much, everybody. See you in 10.
All right. Thank you. Have a nice day.